Okay guys, am I back? I don't know. I'll tell you about the hospital at the end of the video. Now we got to talk about Restore Britain, the Reform Party, British National Party, National Front, White Vanguard, Nationalists, Civnats, Ethnats. Got to talk about the lot. It's 4th of July today. Americans will be celebrating. Yeah, what is it? 250 years. 250 years. Was it 1776? American independence. 50 years ago today, I started my journey into British nationalism. 1976, one of the hottest summers ever. And I went to London specifically for the purpose of joining the National Front. I just left the Royal Navy. I'd finished my time out in Ulster, Northern Ireland, operations. 50 years ago today, I was in London. I went to Parsons Road, 50 Parsons Road, Croydon, to join the National Front. There'd been a split in the National Front. There's always splits in the patriotic parties. And when I got there, Parsons Road was under the control of the National Party, a new party that had split from the National Front. I was told that the National Front was dead. They were now the National Party. And so I joined the National Party. They had a real cool badge, like a raised fist, NP. Went to my first real big meeting in Red Lion Square. Is it Red Lion Square? Yeah, they had a big hall there. Some philanthropist years ago had made it one of the rules that they couldn't deny anyone a voice there. So political parties like the National Front or then the National Party could speak there. Most venues were too frightened to put on events by patriotic parties. And so I went there. It was good. There must have been several hundred of us there. And I remember the leader saying, you know, we've got 10 years to save this country. 10 years. How many times have I heard that? I do remember thinking in 1976, 200th anniversary of the American independence, that I hope America doesn't go the same way the UK is heading. But it did, and it went faster. We've seen what happened to America, what's still happening in the cities of America, haven't we? I remember thinking that in 1976. 4th of July. Anyhow, in Red Lion Square, the leader said, I think his name was Kingsley Reid, I might be wrong, my memory is not what it used to be, that we had 10 years to save the country. In 1986, another leader said we had 10 years to save the country. So we campaigned on and on and on, and the Patriots kept going. Yeah. The left kept shouting, what was it? Non passan, they shall not pass. From the Spanish Civil War, but as we know, they did pass, and they did win. But in the end, Spain has lost, hasn't it? Franco is vilified, and yet he saved Christianity, Catholicism in Spain. He had revenge on those who murdered the priests, crucified them to their own crosses, raped all the nuns. Yeah, Franco had payback for that. But people forget history. And now Spain is paying the price. There'll have to be a Reconquista 3 for Spain, and I doubt if that's going to happen, because all of Europe is falling, if it hasn't already fallen. Antwerp is now 70% immigrants, just 70% immigrants. Not many white people left there. Paris, fallen. London, fallen. Berlin, fallen. Yeah. Could have been worse though. We could have been speaking German, couldn't we? Instead, we're going to have to speak Urdu. I can barely think about the future for my great-granddaughter. 86. 10 years to take back our country. 96. 10 years to take back to our country. 2006, another leader. Was it Nick Griffin then? 10 years to take back our country. And here we are in 2026. I doubt if we've got 10 months to take back our country. Might even only have 10 weeks. Depressing, isn't it? I've been out of the political loop for 3 or 4 days, concentrating on my wife. Back from the hospital last night. Spent the entire day down there. My wife wasn't impressed with the doctors. They weren't British doctors. They were the new doctors from the new people, the new owners of this country. Yeah. Wasn't very impressed with them at all. X-rays, CRT scans, blood tests, all kinds of tests carried out. Don't know what's wrong with that. Viral infection somewhere behind the thing. It's a bit worrying because that's how our brother died of a brain tumour. But I was out of the political loop for 3 days, 4 days. Started to look last night and I see that we're all having a go at each other again. The right. Yeah. I won't give names. Well, one name I'll give. Patriotic channels attacking other patriotic channels. Yeah. And then I saw Carl Benjamin. Sometimes he says good stuff, but Carl Benjamin these days is so far up his own arse. It's incredible. Reminds me of the early days of the Lotus Eaters. Do you remember? They were so full of themselves, wasn't they? They were really puffed up peacocks, so self-satisfied. Yeah. They've moderated themselves a little bit. They've come down to earth a little bit. But not Carl Benjamin. He's right up there. He really, really does love himself, doesn't he? In fact, it's difficult to listen to him say anything because you just can't help noticing that the guy is in love with himself, in love with his own voice, and amazed at his own brilliance. He knows the answer to everything. In fact, the message he was trying to put over in his last video, attacking nationalists, was so far out I thought I was listening to a lefty. I really did. Disappointed in Carl Benjamin. Really disappointed. Went and looked at Landau then. I like Landau. He spoke a lot of sense. Some of it I disagreed with. But some people are turning on Landau. Dividing us again. Pretty soon, it'll be smears against each other. It'll be, oh, they're this, they're that, they're a paedophile, they done this back in their life. Yeah. This is just like the BNP in 2011, ripping each other to bits. Meanwhile, the country burns. And what about our great white hope, Rupert Lowe, for Restore Britain? Bit of digging reveals that some of the people closest to him are Zionists. Well, you know how I feel about Zionists. Carl Benjamin says the opinions and views of people like me are irrelevant. We are nothing. We've served our purpose. We are not needed anymore. We are supernumerary. Yeah. Obsolete. We're past our sell-by date, according to Carl Benjamin. We can all fuck off now as far as he's concerned, because Restore Britain's got 1.5 million people of normies. You can get the normies out on the streets now and again. Yeah. When it affects their communities, they'll go to the streets. But in amongst them will be the Civnats, pissed up, taking drugs, yeah, having their own little mini nocturnal carnivals, only not as violent, yeah. Those are the people that Carl Benjamin thinks are important. Over in Reform, Nigel's still having problems over that £5 million gift. Oh dear. £5 million gift. You just give someone £5 million. Our whole system is rotten to the core. Our politicians are rotten. I still harbour some hope that Rupert Lowe is different. Some Zionists are bound to creep in, but what's being said to Rupert in the back rooms? I hope he's not listening to people like Carl Benjamin. Real patriots like White Vanguard, who are growing. More and more people are joining their ranks, although it is difficult to get in. You have to be fit, super patriotic, yeah. They turn up to support a protest and they're asked to leave. I would have liked to have seen them those Civnats try to make them leave. They would have bitten off more than they could chew. Civnats are brave though, aren't they? We've seen that mob of them. Paul Golding supporters, Britain First, yeah. Zionist puppets. Most of them haven't got a clue who runs the world. But they can chase down a lone patriot, rip his mask from his face. Paul Golding calls for him to be doxxed, yeah. Where do we go from here? We're not going to be able to vote our way out of this. Do you think these newcomers are going to give up everything that they've stolen from our lands? No. No, we're not going to be able to vote our way out of this. Watched a video of some young white woman dancing lewdly, some might say, with some immigrants. Yeah, the spoils of war, the whores, the spoils of war. No. And over on YouTube, patriotic channels like this one are throttled. They knock our subscriber count down. YouTube purges them. It knocks off notifications so we can't get the message out. Channels like Joe Marsh, yeah, founder of the Welsh Defence League, his channel is so throttled it can barely breathe. Same on this channel, doesn't get the views it really should. Yeah, granted, I'm not the best guy to be doing a YouTube channel. Writing's more my forte. But it doesn't get the views it deserves. Really, a bit depressing, isn't it? What to do? What to do? Is Rupert genuine? We can only hope. Will he deliver or try to deliver on what he says? Do we have any alternative to restore Britain? We don't. I told you, I can understand where Rupert is coming from. He's a boomer, he's a few years younger than me. Growing up, he would have been subjected to all the globalist media press about the nasty Nazis, yeah? Lampshades, soap, those kind of stories. Yeah, he would have heard all that. I doubt if Rupert really knows what a nationalist is, a real nationalist. They made the word nationalist evil, didn't they? Because they know that real nationalists are the only real opposition to the globalist Zionist control of the world. I just hope Rupert is capable of learning. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Tell me that. What did I learn last year? A new computer language. I learned lots of new skills all the time. So you can teach old dogs new tricks. And if that old dog is willing to learn, Rupert can learn. At least we hope so. What do I do now? I don't know. What did the German army, the 6th Army, von Paulus, and the 6th Army do in Stalingrad? You keep fighting, don't you? Because that's all you can do is keep fighting. And you wait for the system to collapse completely. And then you go and join your real comrades, the ones who will fight. Yeah. Not prance around singing the shark song, which incidentally my great-granddaughter loves. No. Oh well, what a depressing video to make. I think I'll do a live stream. I'll ask GST or maybe Vindicator, perhaps even Dino Bain. See if I can get a live stream going where we sit and talk about these things. Talk about Landau, talk about Carl Benjamin. I just hope those young bucks can control their arrogance, stop being peacocks, impressed by how brilliant they are, and talk some sense into Rupert Lowe. Turn your backs on nationalists like me at your peril. You'll regret it down the road if you don't have us close to you, that's for sure. you'll be wondering, where are the white vanguard? Where are the patriots? Yeah? All young men now, it's incumbent on you to get fit and get ready, because it is coming. It really is coming. Don't expect any support from the police or our armed forces. They are not coming. What was it? That guy in a bunker, waiting for Wank, waiting for Goddard. Yeah. No help is coming. There's just us. And on that cheerful note, I'll leave you. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. You gotta like, you gotta hype, you gotta subscribe. This channel needs support, it needs members. All you get is a pretty badge. I will never put anything behind a paywall. Never. Disappointed to see a site the other day. Site I like. Supports Restore Britain. Put in what I thought might be important content behind a paywall. I thought, fuck you. Making money off our nation's misery. That's all I got for you. I might do a live stream tonight. If I do, I'll probably just play music and say fuck the world.